Okay. What's up, everyone? This is Dark Spartan again. Just thought I would give you a look at my comic book collection. I do have quite a few comic books here. And just on a side note, I will be doing a review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Hopefully, it'll be up sometime this weekend or sometime early next week. I will be doing both a non-spoiler and a spoiler review of that, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, as far as the comic books go, uh, let's start off with the one Dark Horse comic I have, and that is Classic Star Wars, issue number 8, right here. I actually have not opened this one because it is still sealed. As you can see, it's still sealed, and it has the card in the back for Star Wars Galaxy. So you can see it's Classic Star Wars, issue number 8 by Dark Horse. Next one I'm going to show you, the rest of these are DC and Marvel. Marvel ones I'm going to do last because I have a lot more of those. But the next ones I'm going to show you are my DC collection, starting off with Superman, The Complete History. Or it's actually The Complete History up until 1996, because that's when this book was published. This basically goes over the creation of Superman, a bunch of other merchandising, a bunch of other stuff. As you can see, here you got how the pulp comics were really the big thing of the day, and it talks about the inspiration for the character of Superman. Here you got an early version of the Superman comic where he was actually the villain. Well, it also talks about how he was actually a villain to start off with. You got some early concept drawings. There's one of Lois Lane right there. Some of Joe Shuster's early ideas for how Lois, or Jerry Siegel's, I'm sorry, Jerry Siegel's early ideas for how Lois Lane would look. You do have some. Let's see if I can find them. Again, some early drawings from, or was Joe Shuster? I'm sorry, from Joe Shuster of Clark Kent and Superman. There you see an image of the very famous Action Comics #1. Trying to see. It even talks about how Superman influenced other comics. You got Captain Marvel there, and then you got Wonder Comics. Here you see the very reprint of the very first comic strip of Superman, which is really cool. And here you see some of like the merchandising that was going on at the time. There's actually the cast of the Superman radio show right there. Some still images from the old Max Fleischer cartoons. some of the old covers from Action Comics and Superman comics. There you see the cover from World's Finest. We'll talk about the idea of Superboy. There you see the very first actor to play Superman, Kirk Alyn. Played him in the Old Republic serials. There you see. There's Kirk Alyn, Noel Neill, and Tommy Bond. Played Jimmy Olsen. There's an advertisement for the Old Republic serial. Superman and the Old Republic serial Superman. So there's that. There you see, a scene from that particular serial with Lex Luthor. You got some extra pages from some of the comics. There you see Lex Luthor right there, and yes, he does have fangs. If you look really closely right there, you can see he has fangs, because he did have fangs at one point in the comics. I believe this is actually, yeah, this is actually like a full reprint of a comic book. Yeah, so if you look, it's actually a full, it's actually a full reprint of one of the early comic books, which is really cool. We even go into the Adventures of Superman TV series. You see George Reeves right there with Tony Mannix and Whitey Ellsworth. You see George Reeves probably going over the script with Noel Neill. Here you see, this is when he guest starred as Superman on the I Love Lucy show, and it goes a little bit into, you see right there, into how that came about. Then got George Reeves and Jack Larson there. Jack Larson, who died a few months ago. Even talks about how they tried to do a pilot for Superboy, and even how about the infamous unaired pilot of Super Pup. It goes into the death of George Reeves and some of the speculation about it. See more of the merchandising. Like right there, there's some mentions. That's about the battery-operated Superman tank. It goes into how Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane had their own titles for a long time. And there's the Action Comics cover with an Action Comics cover with Superman and Brainiac on the front. There you see an image. I believe this is. Let's see. Oh yeah, from one of from the main Superman comic. You see Lana Lang and Lois Lane getting ready to have a duel. But they were actually robots in this story, so. There you see again another Superman comic with Batman on the front. Some more of the merchandising. You see Superman and Supergirl, and there you see the very first page of the very first appearance of Supergirl. I'll try to get this a little bit faster. There you see some images from the Christopher Reeves movies. If you look on this page right here, they show you one of the early, image of one of the early release action figures, which is really cool. And then you got over here the crossover between Spider-Man and Superman, because at that time DC and Marvel were crossing over a lot. Even got a little mention of the Supergirl movie here. It talks about the reboot that was done by John Byrne. You see right there. Go NBC Superboy TV series. You see it goes into the Death of Superman storyline, and if you look on this side, you got the writer's notes from the Superman Summit. It goes into Lois and Clark. It goes into a lot of other stuff. It even goes into the start of the animated Superman series, and or Superman the animated series that was produced by Bruce Timm. There's a lot of good stuff in that. Next one I'm going to show you is the trade collected edition of Blackest Night. This is actually the main 8-issue run of Blackest Night that was done by Geoff Johns and Ivan Reis. It was written by Geoff Johns and drawn by Ivan Reis. Cool thing about it is you get all the regular covers, because there's a lot of cool extras in this. One of them is you get the regular covers, and then on the other side you get sketches, and then in the back you get an art gallery with all the various variant covers. And you also get director's commentary with Geoff Johns, Ivan Reis, who was the penciler, Claire Albert, who was the inker, Joe Prado was the other inker, and you get the colorists, and they all talk about what they were thinking on when they were doing each of the panels and stuff like that. It's really cool. And then you also get, this is really cool. This is one of the real reasons to pick this up, is you get deleted material. So you get some deleted scenes. And then you get some early concept art of Nekron and the Entity. There you go. And just a biography of the writer, artist. And you get the list of the complete collected editions of the Blackest Night that follow the Blackest Night storyline. Okay, the next one is another trade collected edition, that is of Flashpoint. Again, this covers, which was written by Geoff Johns, drawn by Andy Kubert and Sandra Hope. This collects the 5 main issues of the Flashpoint storyline. And again, much like with the Blackest Night series, you get the regular cover, and then you get the sketches. It's really cool. In the back of this one, let me see if we get it. I believe you get, oh yeah, you get the art gallery, you get the gallery of the variant covers. As you can see, there's one with Cyborg, there's one with Flash and Reverse Flash. There's one with Wonder Woman holding Queen Mira's head. It's one of Aquaman. You see one with Captain Thunder and all the others, and the Reverse Flash and Earth 2 Batman. You get a map of the Hive Council. Shows where all the conflicts are happening. Which is really cool. There you go. And then you get some concept art. Let's see, some concept art of Wonder Woman. Some of Batman. And then Superman and the Outsiders. Cyborg. Yeah, so that's really cool. Next one we got is one of my favorites in my collection. Actually, the next two we're going to go over are a couple of my favorites collections that I have. One, and the first one we got is the deluxe edition of The Killing Joke by Alan Moore and Brian Ballard. So looking forward to the upcoming DC Animated Universe movie that they have coming out. And then this, as you can see, has a little quote there from Tim Burton saying how much he loved The Killing Joke. This one has an introduction by Tim Sale. Comes in it's a beautiful hardcover. Hold on, let's remove the dust jacket so you can see what the actual hardcover looks like. There you see a really cool image of Batman and the Joker at the end. And then you got a card with the Joker and Batman on it. And then on the inside, you got a nice little introduction by Tim Sale. And all the colors have been redone by Brian Ballard. So it's a much brighter version of the comic. It's really beautifully done. Let's see. See right there, there's that famous image of the Joker. It's been beautifully redone. And then you got a little afterword by Brian Ballard, going over his process. You even get some really get even a little extra material in here, like a little comic of Batman comic written by Brian Ballard, and he also did the art also as well. So that's really cool. So you see that some of his concept art, how he sketched it out, even how he kind of used his own image to come up with the cover for The Killing Joke. It's really cool. And then you just got some stuff about Alan Moore and Brian Ballard. So that is the deluxe edition of The Killing Joke. And then the other one we have, which is another one of my favorites, as you can see by the spine right there, Watchmen. This collects everything about the Watchmen. It collects all 12 main issues. It has all the excerpts from Under the Hood. It has the excerpts from Tales of the Black Freighter.
You gotta do my hair because it's hurting.
See this? Sorry, that was my mother. You see. So you see right there a lot of the stuff that you get in there. You don't get any bonus stuff in here, so you just get a advertisement for the complete Alan Moore universe, or the DC universe of stories of Alan Moore. You got one for Watchmen, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Promethea. Surprised they didn't put Swamp Thing in here. And next we're going to go into my current collection of DC, just single DC comics. I've showed some of these in previous videos. So we got Convergence number 0. It's the start of the whole Convergence storyline. Convergence number 1. I used to have a bunch of more DC comics when I was younger, but they got lost, so I'm trying to rebuild my collection. And number 2 with the Thomas Wayne Batman, and then there's the Bruce Wayne Batman in the back. Number 3. And I wasn't able to collect the entire run, so I'm just waiting to be able to get the trade edition. I was able to read the entire run though. Yeah, number 4, there you see Telon in the foreground, or in the background. Or Telos, I'm sorry, Telos. Yeah, the Convergence tie-in of Superman, number 1 of 2. And Justice League Convergence, number 1 of 2. And we got Justice League number 40. This is actually the lead-in to, or part of the lead-in to the Darkseid War. I haven't been able to collect the Darkseid War yet, so I am reading it online on a website I go to where I can read comic books. This is Divergence. This is the one I got on Free Comic Book Day last year. This has the lead into the Darkseid War. It has the new Batman, amongst other things. And the rest of these I have shown in previous videos, or I'll just show them again. I showed these in a previous comic book haul I did about a little over a year ago. But I'll just show them again. You got the one shot of Superman Doomed. Superman Wonder Woman number 8, which is the Superman Doomed, the second part of Superman Doomed. And you got Superman number 31, which is also part of the Superman Doomed storyline. It's kind of confusing though, because you could see, it can get kind of confusing though, because you can see Lois Lane kind of being possessed by Brainiac. But that all actually ties into Superman Doomed. Then it also ties into Convergence. You got Flash number 31. New Suicide Squad number 1. And then, hold on, let's do it this way. Got Batman Eternal #1. Still haven't been able to finish the entire series, entire run, and I haven't been able to get Batman and Robin Eternal. Not yet, at least. Batman Eternal #2. This is #3. Sorry, a little closer look at it. There's #4. So and then we got Future's End #0, which was another free comic book day one I got when it came out. Future's End #1. I've done reviews on some of these too, so you can check out those videos. Future's End #2. Future's End #3. Future's End #4. Secret Origins #1. And this is the only one I have that does not have a plastic sleeve protecting it. You got John Constantine Hellblazer. See right there. And you got an advertisement for the game. It's because this came out right around the time the movie did. Then we got Final Crisis #1. I thought Final Crisis was okay. Not as good as Infinite Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earths. Then we got Final Crisis #2 with the return of Barry Allen as the Flash. And this one's really cool. This one my brother got me. This is a crossover done by John Byrne with Batman and Captain America, and apparently this thing is pretty rare. So it's really cool. Because I believe this was one of the final crossovers that Marvel and DC was doing. Okay, so it seems like we're coming up on a little less than half an hour, a little less than 30 minutes. So we'll break this up into multiple parts, and because the Marvel ones is going to take me at least 2 parts. So I'll see you again in the next video when I start covering the Marvel comics that I have. So see you next time.